Welcome, I'm Beth, and this week I'll be showing you how I made this sweet little princess dress. I've made the pattern myself for Neo Blythe size, although you'll see me adjusting it as I go along. In my head I was calling it my pink and mint dress, until I dressed up Mandy here and thought, oh, she's a little princess, and it stuck. It'll be made from light cotton fabric in a soft green, pink and white for the collar and bib. I fray checked my edges before sewing and attached the bib to the bodice front first. I sew on the two back pieces at the shoulders. Then I sew 3 sides of each of the collar pieces and turn them out. To attach the collar, I snip the seam allowance curves of the neckline to help ease it out. And temporarily glue it into place as I line it up. I tuck over the opening ends of the back facing and then sew around the neckline. I then turn the tucks to give a neat finish to the back, and I can then top stitch round the neckline to keep that seam allowance tidy. That was the plan, at least. I messed it up and used such a tiny stitch length that I couldn't even unpick it to retry again. So I remade the whole bodice and also made my collar pieces a bit bigger while I was at it. This time I tack stitched my collar and made a facing instead. I lay the bodice flat onto white cotton and stitch around the back opening and neckline. I can then trim and snip and turn it through. I'll press it too. Moving on to the sleeves, I'll be gathering both the top and bottom of the green parts before attaching to the pink part, then attaching white cuffs to the pink lower sleeve. I'll be knotting my gathering threads once they're at the right length so they don't shift, and I'm pressing the gathers with the iron. I'll trim away the excess from the lining layer before I insert the sleeves. Next, I snip the curves and hand stitch the lining neatly round the armhole, hiding all the raw edges. Now I close up the bodice sides as usual, leaving the lining to be closed separately. I can turn the sleeves through, then close up the sides of the lining. Putting aside the bodice for now, I assemble the skirt. I'll attach a pink gathered ruffle twice the width of the green section. I've used a decorative scallop stitch in pale green to decorate the hem. I top stitch the joining seam and add gathering stitches to the top waistband of the skirt. Now I can attach the skirt to the bodice. On the bodice, I've tucked in the waist seam allowance of both the facing fabric and the lining, and I pressed it with the iron. On the skirt, I tuck in the seam allowance at each end as I insert and adjust it to fit the waistline. Here it is pinned before sewing. Once sewn, I'll top stitch each opening side separately. Then sew closed the lower third or so of the bottom of the skirt here. Here's the dress assembled. It just needs snap fastenings and some decorative finishing touches. Doesn't it look adorable? I'm so happy with the fit. I love the look of long scrunched up sleeves on dolls, so I had purposefully made the lower sleeves extra long and slender, and they came out just as I imagined them. Mandy is wearing her dress with some white socks and a pair of light blue or green Mary Janes that I made. I have these in my shop, by the way, links below. She has a new Obitsu 22 small bust body. I absolutely love it. It's just perfect for Blythe and it's incredibly poseable. I would want this body on every doll. Alright, let's see what mischief this little princess can get up to in her new dress. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye!